I'm Wendy Hollender, and here I am on the beach in Kaua'i, and I thought it'd be fun to show you how to draw a hibiscus in color using color pencil and watercolor pencil. So I've started my drawing. I've got my beautiful flower, which is already starting to wilt, but that's okay because we got the drawing. And now I'm using a watercolor pencil to put the orange first base coat of color down. And I'm just drawing in the color. It's a watercolor pencil though. So in a minute I'm going to show you what happens when we add in water. This is a brush that has water in it. It's just like a paintbrush, but the water is inside of it. So I'm wetting my watercolor pencil to kind of start the color of my flower, which I'm going to want to be a really beautiful deep orangey red at the end. But my first layer, it'll be kind of an orange. And I'm working really fast today because we're on the beach and it's just for fun. And so now you can see I'm adding in all the water. And after I do that, I'm going to let it dry. Trying to leave a little bit of highlights and spots where I think they should be. So you want to make this flower look three-dimensional if possible. Okay. On my hibiscus, on the stamen, all the beautiful little edges of the filaments and the anthers. So to do that, I've taken a dark, and this is a regular color pencil, and I'm I had already drawn in some yellow where I wanted what's called the pollen actually, and now I'm just kind of outlining it a little bit so that it will show up against a darker flower and petal behind it. Okay, so now I've outlined them a little. Keep in mind I continually go back and look at my flower to see what I'm doing. And you see how I'm just putting some dark, deep red behind the yellow so that it will show up. But at the same time, I have to continue to pay attention to how I'm rendering the petal behind the reproductive parts of the stamen. Even though I'm just putting a dark red back here, in a second you're going to see this now, and now I'm going back to look at my flower to check. I want to make sure, like in other words, one petal has to overlap the other. So here I'm deciding which petal overlaps. See that? This one will be in front, and so I've darkened that red behind it. And I'll do that all the way up so that I am toning this petal, but I'm also shading it in reference to what's overlapping in terms of the petals. And then I want to make sure I get the correct light on how this petal will be in terms of the petal's surface contour. So you see that? So this petal will be behind. Hi, we're back here at the beach. We're putting the final touches on our hibiscus. I will say that we took a nice swim, and that was great. But since I've been drawing, my paper's gotten a little messy because my hair dripped some water on it. But no bother, because what we're doing is we're fixing the edges of the flower and defining them a little bit more. Now I don't like to do an outline, but I do like to accent edges of the petal to make them feel as if they're turning and ruffling a little bit. But I don't leave them as an edge, as a line. I sometimes shade away from it so that it doesn't look like I'm outlining the flowers. And I'm going to continue to add some more details and color, and I'm using my regular color pencils now. So you can see I'm pressing pretty hard here to really deepen the shades of red